He was the outlaw who raided the British coast, the pirate they couldn't catch, and the rebel who birthed a navy from nothing. His name was John Paul Jones. In the quiet countryside of Kirkcudbrightshire, Scotland, a boy was born in 1747 who would one day terrify the British Navy. His name was John Paul. The son of a gardener, young John grew up near the sea, fascinated by ships, tides, and adventure. By age 13, he was already at sea, learning the ropes, literally. But no one could have predicted that this boy would become a naval legend across the Atlantic. Sailing aboard merchant and slave ships, John Paul gained both skill and scars. He despised the cruelty he witnessed, and by his early 20s, he had left the slave trade behind. After killing a mutinous crew member in self-defense, he fled to the American colonies, adding Jones to his name to escape justice. John Paul Jones was born anew, not just in name, but in purpose. As revolution swept through the American colonies, Jones saw his chance. The fledgling Continental Congress needed sailors, and he offered his sword and experience. In 1775, the Continental Navy was formed, and Jones became one of its earliest and fiercest captains. His mission? Take the fight to Britain's doorstep and make the Royal Navy bleed. Jones didn't wait for war to come to him. Commanding the sloop Ranger, he crossed the Atlantic and launched audacious raids on British soil, burning ships, seizing supplies, and striking fear into coastal towns. He became Britain's most wanted pirate. But to America, he was a hero, proof that the revolution could reach across the ocean. In 1779, Jones led one of the most legendary naval battles in U.S. history. His warship, the Bonhomme Richard, faced off against the British frigate Serapis. Outgunned and ablaze, Jones refused to surrender. His immortal words, "I have not yet begun to fight," rallied his crew. Hours later, Serapis surrendered, and Jones captured the ship. He had defied defeat and claimed victory on enemy waters. While Americans hailed him as a national hero, Europe watched Jones with fascination. To the British, he was a criminal. To the French, he was a brother in arms. King Louis XVI honored him with a gold sword and military title, but praise could not shield him from politics. Jones often clashed with superiors, resented favoritism, and demanded recognition he believed he'd earned. His pride, fiery temper, and relentless pursuit of glory made him both admired and feared. Even among allies, Jones was a man hard to control, one who answered to no flag but the one he believed in. After the war, Jones drifted from one cause to another. He accepted a commission in the Russian Navy, fighting the Turks in the Black Sea under Catherine the Great. But again, politics plagued him. Jealous officers, xenophobia, and court intrigue eroded his reputation. Though he won victories, they came at the cost of his dignity. Russia offered no sanctuary, just another stage for betrayal. Exiled from a fleet he helped lead, Jones wandered Europe, a warrior with no war, his uniform crisp but his purpose fading. On July 18, 1792, in a modest Paris apartment, John Paul Jones died alone. No flags, no cannon salute, no grand farewell. His body was buried in an unmarked grave, forgotten for over a century. Once feared by empires and toasted in royal courts, he passed into silence. Poverty-stricken and battling illness, he lived his final days writing letters, pleading for another command that would never come. The man who once thundered across oceans left this world without witness, his legacy buried in the soil of a foreign land. His only companions were fading memories, old medals, and the echoes of battles long past. The sea, once his realm, no longer called. In the flickering candlelight of his final night, Jones was not the father of a navy, but a forgotten sailor, lost in the tide of time. In 1905, a U.S. expedition uncovered his grave. President Theodore Roosevelt, himself a champion of naval power, ordered Jones's body returned to America with full honors. Marines stood watch as the coffin arrived in Annapolis. A century late, America remembered. The nation that once needed his defiance now embraced his memory with reverence. His final journey was one of redemption, a long overdue salute to a man who gave everything for a country that once left him behind. Beneath stained glass and vaulted ceilings, Jones was laid to rest in a marble sarcophagus, guarded day and night. His crypt became a shrine, not just to one man, but to the very spirit of naval resilience. America had not merely retrieved a body, it had reclaimed a legend. Today, John Paul Jones is remembered as the father of the American Navy, a symbol of tenacity, courage, and defiance. His tactics shaped the doctrine of sea power. He is the ghost in every storm, the name engraved in every officer's oath. His words still echo through naval halls, and his spirit sails in every battle-worn ship that flies the stars and stripes. Jones proved that one man, with the sea in his blood and freedom in his heart, could challenge the might of an empire and win. Statues bear his name, crypts hold his bones, but it's the waters that truly carry his legacy. Every time a U.S. ship crosses hostile seas with resolve, Jones is there, in wind, in wave, in will. He didn't just fight for a nation, he defined it. If this story moved you, if legends like John Paul Jones deserve to be remembered, hit like, subscribe, and join us as we uncover more forgotten giants of history. Let their voices echo once more.